Bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me for another episode of Learn French with Madame. Today, we're going to talk about bien dit chapitre 2, vocabulaire 2, the second part. So we're in chapter 2 still in vocab 2, but this is the last part of that vocab. So after this, you are all done with vocab for chapter 2. Woohoo! So we previously talked about activities and places where you would do certain things. We talked about the library, la bibliothèque, le stade, jouer aux cartes, danser, etc., etc. So now we're going to talk about how well you do something, how you ask if somebody prefers something, and how you express what you prefer yourself. So let's go ahead and start. Like I said already, we're going to talk about how well you do things. So I want to start off with that first because this is a little bit of review. You already know most of these words. So the first word that I want to talk about is bien. Bien, you should remember, means good or well. So you could say je joue bien au baseball or je joue mal au baseball if you play baseball badly. All right. So bien to say good or well. Our next word kind of plays off of bien. It's to say quite well. Do you remember how to say quite well? It's assez bien. Assez bien. Go ahead, say this word after I do. We're going to say assez first and then bien. All right, here we go. Assez bien. Nice job. Say it all together really fast. Here we go. Un, deux, trois. Assez bien. Nice. Assez bien means quite well. Like you're not great at it. You're not mediocre at it. You do it actually quite well, like pretty good. So assez bien, quite well. Next word we have if you do something very, very well, like you're almost an expert in it. If you're almost an expert in it, you do something very well, we say très bien. Go ahead, let's say this word together, okay? Here we go. Très bien. Excellent. Très bien. Nice job. Means very good. Très bien. All right, we're going to shift gears a little bit and let's say that you don't do something very well. To say you don't do something very well or you do something badly, you would say mal. Mal. Everybody say mal for me. Nice. Mal. Mal means bad. So if you play baseball badly, you would say je joue mal au tennis or je joue mal au baseball. Or if you play tennis badly, you say je joue mal au tennis. All right, our next word is if you don't do something well at all, like you're pretty bad at it, you're very bad at it. So to say very bad, you say très mal, very bad. Can you say these two words for me? We're going to say them together, all right? Très mal. Oui, très bien. Très mal, très bien. It's kind of funny. Très mal meaning very bad. All right, c'est à vous. It's your turn. So I want to ask you a couple questions on vocab words that we previously covered, and I want to see what you know. So the first one is le parc ou le stade. You just have to tell me whether it's le parc ou le stade. So look at this picture and tell me le parc ou le stade. Oui, c'est le parc. Très bien. All right, next, le lycée ou le centre commercial. Le lycée ou le centre commercial? Oui, c'est le centre commercial. This is the mall. Excellent. All right. La MJC ou la bibliothèque? Est-ce que c'est la MJC ou la bibliothèque? Ça, c'est la bibliothèque. Très bien. Next, est-ce que c'est la balle ou est-ce que c'est le ballon? C'est la balle ou le ballon? C'est le ballon. Le ballon. Remember, le ballon is that inflatable ball. Sortir ou nager? Sortir ou nager? Which one is that? Nager. Très bien. The verb to swim. Okay. So now we're going to talk about how often you do an activity. So let's say that you play baseball quite often or you do it rarely. You barely ever do it. So to say how often you do an activity, if you're asking somebody how often they do it, most of the time you're going to put your time phrase, which is how often or not often, at the end of your sentence. So I have that example up there. Tu aimes aller au cinéma, and then d'habitude. D'habitude means usually. D'habitude means usually. Can you say d'habitude for me? I'm going to say it and then I want you to say it. D'habitude. Excellent. D'habitude means usually. So if I'm asking, tu aimes aller au cinéma d'habitude, I'm asking, do you usually go to the movies? We have a couple different options. We could say oui, souvent, yes, often. Or de temps en temps, from time to time. Non, rarement, rarely. Or non, jamais, never. All right, let's go through and say these words together. We're going to go in order and say souvent, then de temps en temps, and then rarement, and lastly, jamais. All right, here we go. Souvent, de temps en temps, rarement, jamais. Excellent, très bien. All right, so moving on, what is often in French? What is often in French? Souvent, très bien, souvent. All right, next one is rarely. What is rarely? Rarement. Excellent, rarement. Go ahead, say this one for me. Rarement. Très bien. I know that one's kind of hard to say. Up next is from time to time. What is from time to time? De temps en temps. Nice job. De temps en temps. Can you say this one for me? We're going to say those first two words and then the last two words. So the first two, de temps. Last two, en temps. Excellent. De temps en temps. Excellent. All right. Our next one is never. What is never in French? Jamais. Très bien. Jamais. Excellent. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Tu joues bien au baseball? Oui. Okay, so either you told me oui, bien, or oui, assez bien, oui, très bien, or no, mal, no, très mal, etc. So to ask about somebody's preferences, this is when you ask whether or not they prefer to do one thing over another. So I have two things up here highlighted in pink for you. So the first one is tu préfères. Can you say that first word in pink for me? Say préfère. Excellent. So tu préfères means you prefer. Tu préfères, you prefer. So I could say my question, tu préfères nager ou aller au café? And I could be saying, do you prefer to swim or go to the cafe? I could also say, tu aimes mieux nager ou aller au café? Tu aimes mieux nager ou aller au café? Do you like to go swimming more than you like to go to the cafe? Or do you like swimming better than going to the cafe? So préfère is like, yep, I definitely prefer that one. And mieux just means, do you like this one better? So it might not be that you definitely prefer that one, but you just might like it a little bit better. So say that second phrase in pink for me. Aime mieux. Très bien. Excellent. So the next one is j'aime bien nager, mais je préfère aller au café. So we're going to break this down from the first pink word up until the second one, that second phrase. So we have j'aime bien nager, mais. We should remember that mais means but. So j'aime bien nager means I like to swim, but, so I really like to swim, but je préfère aller au café. I prefer to go to the cafe. So j'aime bien nager, mais je préfère aller au café. I really like to swim, but out of it, I prefer to go to the cafe. All right, our next one is a really important question because it pops up a lot in French. Quelles sont tes activités préférées? I know that seems like a lot. So we're going to break it down in piece by piece. We're going to say each word individually. So that first word, I'm going to say it and then you're going to say it. All right, here we go. Quel. All right, the second word, sont. The third one, tes. Fourth one, activité. And fifth one, préféré. All right, let's say it a little bit faster. We're going to go 2 words at a time. So the first 2, the middle 2, and then the last one. Here we go. Quelles sont tes activités préférées? All right, let's try to say it all together. I'm going to say the whole phrase, and then I want you to say the whole phrase. Quelles sont tes activités préférées? Excellent. So I'm asking, what are your favorite activities? What are your favorite activities? Quelles sont tes activités préférées? What are your favorite activities? And then we could say, j'aime chanter et dormir. J'aime chanter et dormir. What do those 2 verbs mean? What does that whole sentence mean? J'aime chanter et dormir. I like to swim, I like to sing, and I like to sleep. I like to sing and I like to sleep. All right, so let me ask you a question. Préfères-tu danser ou jouer aux cartes? Préfères-tu danser ou jouer aux cartes? Moi, je préfère jouer aux cartes. Me, I prefer to play cards. Et c'est la fin. That is it for our vocab. Hopefully this isn't too hard. If you need a little bit of extra help, feel free to reach out to me. I'm also going to go through and try to put in audio files of me saying all these vocab words. So instead of rewatching the whole video, if you just need help pronouncing one, then you can click on the little icon and it will play the word for you. As always, if you need any help, you can reach out to me via email or remind, and you can watch this video lesson again if you need any help. Mais c'est tout et à plus!